It's Talking Reds. It's me, Adam Melia, and Ben Johnson, back once again with the Renegade Masters.
What's the rest?
I haven't got that introduction written down.
No, I haven't got that. What happens next? Beat Bum, Baragam.
Power to the people. Power to the people anyway. The Reds got beat. Terrible. Awful. So we're rubbish. I think last time we were here we were really good. And so you don't want to be too much like, now we're crap.
Yeah.
And we're not anyway. We got beaten in the FA Cup, and there was more than a hint of a suspicion of an idea that Klopp's not that bothered about the cup. And
he didn't look overly arsed.
And so for me, so just a little bit about the team selection before we talk about the match. It's kind of a halfway house one, and I'm never sure what to make of them, because I think it's one of them where in reality if I was the manager I'd probably do something broadly similar. But there's a big part of me as a non-manager wild man lunatic who just says things. I'd almost go a not arsed at all team and fully commit to the not arsed thing, because it always feels like it's one of the senior lads that either gets injured or just lets you down really badly. What did you think?
I think it's really hard to play in a game like that when you're used to playing around really good players, and then players who come in who aren't quite used to playing the way you play footy and the shape and where you're meant to be. I think it's really hard as a player in a side like that to carry the side. You know, you look at Milner. Milner worked his balls off, but makes the mistake for the goal.
And I think it was a bit of overcompensation actually, especially he makes the mistake and then he just doesn't go to the lad because he's thinking this lad's 16. Yeah. I'm sure that's what he's thinking. He's thinking this lad's 16. He's just come on. So I mean, but he had him. Whoever had him.
I know.
Anyway,
I think it's hard for the kick-off. I think it's hard playing in a side like that, but there does seem to be a trend around Liverpool in the FA Cup whereby we pick some lads in the first team, and them lads tend to be the same lads who are then shit. And we get beat, and them same lads think, okay, well I'll get me minutes next year in the FA Cup. Well, let's fucking all open up. Well, because, and then you look at, like, we've got down here to Lovren.
I was going to say, we'll come on to Mignolet and Moreno.
We're going to do a 4-hour special on Mignolet.
But Lovren, it is annoying, and it's to be honest, I think I've officially lost patience with him, to be honest.
Have you?
I think so, yeah. So I've always said he's got his qualities as a player, and that's not really the issue. It's his occasional wildness, and mainly his mad, mysterious injuries, is 1 or 2 weeks off. As of the lofted ball into Virgil van Dijk at the end of the City game, I think that I finally called it, and I'm sick of him. I'm finished with Dejan Lovren, and I wasn't surprised at all to see him handed the mantle of responsibility of being the senior pro in defence going off after a minute. That might be harsh, but I wasn't surprised at all. I won't be surprised at all if he's fit again for the weekend either.
No, I know, it's amazing. We were just saying that. I think I put it in my ratings last night. We were just saying, remember that? I can't remember who it was. It was a cup game, I think.
Was it some Carlisle in the League Cup, I think. And
it was a Tuesday, and right in front of the cop, he went over on his ankle, and it looked like he'd absolutely David boosted himself.
I'm sure we both said 2 months out. That looks
like we were like Danny Murphy for a bit. Really. That's 2 months.
2 months.
Oh, that one's 3 weeks. Oh, that's just a 10-minute needs a stretch. They're making some dinner over there, but I think you're gonna have some free dinner.
Yeah,
I'm not. But anyway. He goes down in this game and he looks for all the world like he's never going to walk again. Goes off on gas and air. Everyone claps him off, gets stretches off, and he plays on a Saturday. I mean, what could it have you? I mean, I don't know about you. You've sprained your ankle. You have ankle problems.
Yeah, probably.
Have you ever hurt your ankle whereby you needed gas and air on a Wednesday, and then
been all right to run around and kick people on a Saturday?
Full 90 minutes on a Saturday.
So I've had my doubts since then. That was a key. That was a touchstone in my.
So no, you've lost patience with him.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm moving from. Yeah.
You're going to throw stuff at his head, ice cubes.
Yeah.
Because they melt. There's no evidence, apart from video.
I've moved from a 50-50 be fair, but yeah, let's laugh at him to piss off you standpoint.
Speaking of which, what about your man Big Si.
Well, I mean, I said
When I say Big Si, I mean Big Si.
Big Si, he is big, isn't he?
He's 6'4".
Yeah, it's a point of order that I've just pointed out to Neil that he's the same height as Alisson, and so any talk of how Alisson would have saved that second goal because he's bigger is incorrect, because they're the same height. Mignolet just has a magic ability to make himself smaller at key moments.
I think Mignolet, you could be in your house with all the doors locked and the windows shut, and he would appear in the living room. You're like, how did you get in? It's like a mouse. Could shut his body down to like a width of like 10 mil.
Like the man out of the X-Files.
Sneaks in under the fucking threshold of the door. All right, lads, what's happening? That's why his nose is so flat.
And he'd just be looking at you with dead eyes.
Like this.
Can you give me a hand with this side? I couldn't believe the amount of times. I mean, when I say the amount of times, it was 2 or 3 times where he's literally looking at a child playing in his first game that he's been thrown into. And this child is saying, with all of his body language, I'm shepherding this ball towards you.
Can you help?
Could you help? Could you use your hands in that way that only you're allowed to do? And Simon's...
I reckon if I was on a train and like lunatic got on with a knife and was about to batter me, the one person I would not choose to be on the carriage with me is Mignolet, because she'd just look out the window and she'd get pummeled to death.
He'd have slid out of the narrow top window. Straight away. In the luggage rack.
I mean, it seems harsh, and maybe it's harsh. He has what? He has nothing to do. They have 2 shots, they score 2 goals.
No, it isn't harsh. Sorry, carry on. Before I disagree with you.
I disagree with myself. I'm just being devil's advocate. He's got an unbelievable ability to get through games without doing anything particularly wrong.
It's like someone who just looks like a goalie. It's like playing the computer on easy or something with Si. You never think he's going to do the out of the ordinary in a key moment, which is all goalies. I mean, goalies need to do several things, and none of them I don't think Simon's very good at, to be honest.
He's not. He's like,
but especially that key moment thing where you just need something out of the bag, just concentration and something out of the bag.
Even just be your actual shape and size. Don't morph into this wisp of tall grass.
I mean, so for the first goal, he's made himself very narrow.
Unbelievably narrow.
Narrow, like a mirror.
Sides on.
And then the second one, he's been wrong-footed from 30 yards out and not moved his feet at all.
He can't move his feet.
He can't.
No, they're like, so he's got no ankles, I don't think. It's just like legs that go like that with props. They don't bend.
Like bananas.
So we have to just go, try and save it.
And imagine it's a pair.
A pair of wooden ankles. So yeah, I mean, he's a shame, and hopefully he's none of our business no more.
Well, we'll start to look on the bright side in a minute, one of the bright sides I wrote down is we are, unless something goes seriously wrong, and I can't even imagine what that would be. Maybe if Wolves get disqualified from the competition and we have to play someone else, we'll never see Mignolet, Lovren and Moreno all together at the same time ever again.
It's quite an axis of evil, isn't it? It's
really
a triumvirate of terror.
Yeah,
it's got a ring to it, that. I've just thought it off the top of my head.
The triumvirate of terror. The Basel baddies. And we're still seeing them now. 3 years later.
There can't be too much life left in that.
No.
In them 3 lads still knocking about. You look at the squad, it's improving every window, every summer window especially. At some point, some of them are going to leave, and we're either not going to replace them and be better off, or replace them and be better off.
We haven't talked about Moreno yet. Mignolet, I think, will be off in the summer, and I think Lovren and Matip will probably end up in the Mignolet carrier situation from last year, where one of them can go and whoever, really, because we're going to get someone else, boss. Moreno, I saw a tweet saying that somehow he's managed to be a professional footballer when really he should be sitting on the top of the rapids giving someone the thumbs up when they can go down the slide.
Vamos!
He's constantly involved, I'll give him that much. He's awful, isn't he?
I mean, to be fair, what you could maybe say is he probably needs a run in the side.
Yeah. He looked rusty.
He can have a run in someone else's
it's
side.
It's funny how everyone always gives him the ball. That's the thing. I think
he must be brilliant in training, mate.
But he does end up at the end of moves, and it's not like it's ever any good. The end of the move, it's something, you know, a wafted thing. Or
he loves a pull back to no one, or a slash across the box.
Let's talk about positives. First positive, quickly, the young lad Keanu, who was brilliant. I thought. I watched him on YouTube a couple of weeks ago because I'm that guy, and so I was made up to see him thrown in, and I thought he was really good. He looked like a kid who'd been thrown in, but I thought he looked really good.
He looked unbelievable for his age. He'd be 16 years of age and have the balls to play some of the passes he did in and around the areas he did, and then that little one where he runs out with at the end. You can see why they fancy him as a player.
I was watching Pots when I was 16. Pot wash.
Was you?
In the Harvester.
How was that?
There was a Valentine's Day where there was too many people in and I couldn't cope. They were serving oysters to all the customers, and the oysters broke the bin bags and emptied the bins. It was one of my jobs, and I just couldn't deal with it.
Did you pack in? Did you carry?
I did that night, and that was it. So that was me as a 16-year-old thrown in. Come on, lads.
Thrown in with the deep end.
Big game for you.
Wrecked the bin box and fucked off.
So yeah, that's just to put it in a bit of context. Anyway, he was really good. We haven't got too long left.
He was really good.
So Brighton coming up to end on a positive note. What do we do? And also, I guess now we've got this extra space. What would you? When looking forward to a warm weather camp, when looking forward to a strong performance against Brighton.
I think
two strong performances and then a little holiday is what
go to Brighton. Go to Brighton. Pick a team, whatever it is. Might be Fabinho centre half. It'll probably be Lovren.
I think Big Jolly will be back. You know.
Do you?
Well, Klopp said that Joe and Joel are back in team training, and he thought that Joe Gomez was not going to make it for Brighton, but he didn't say anything else about Matip, so I've got a sneaking suspicion.
Well, with the type of injury he had as well, it's not like it's either healed or it hasn't.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's something that you're going to build up.
Unless Brighton have got Ramos up front. That should be alright.
In which case you just see you later. Yeah, go there. In fairness to if Fabinho plays centre half, it's not a big deal. Given he pretty much played there on his own with a 16-year-old last night, and was one of our best players. But he's done really well. In fairness, and don't forget we went to Brighton last year and played Gini Wijnaldum centre half and won about it.
No, it's a funny one. I think we'll probably talk more about Fabinho's performance and a couple of other positives and negatives on the main show, which we're both on. Things that are out today are scrolling along the bottom, I suspect. Sam's giving me a little Brendan Rodgers thumbs up over there.
There's a little thumbs up.
Number one. So yeah, we've got a long week to build up to it anyway. There's ages before Brighton. I'd quite like it to be now, but
I'd quite like us just to win 4-0 after 5 minutes.
I'm excited.
We'll win there, no bother.
And then we'll have all forgotten about all of this.
We will.
There we are. So that's your Talking Reds for today. Lots of good content to come up. See you soon.
Take it easy.